Mike Duggan, the mayor of Detroit, or as I like to call him, the Wizard of Woodward, likes to tell us that the billionaire developers he's hooking up aren't getting hooked up at all. It's just a discount. Well, let me give you a refresher. That's the Hudson skyscraper. It's all covered in yellow paneling. That's not building Dan Gilbert. That's just putting yellow paneling up. Behind me, that parking lot, that's supposed to be a skyscraper. And behind me over here, you can't see it because it's hidden, and that's good. That skyscraper's supposed to be open. And the only people coming out today are sleepy-eyed construction workers taking naps during the work hours. All of this, $700 million of your dollars, and yes, we send them a check every year. And here's the next spot, the site of the famous failed Wayne County Jail, where they bulldozed $400 million because they don't know what the fuck they're doing in this town. So Dan Gilbert had a great idea. Why don't you give me this property and the courthouse and the maximum security jail and the regular jail and the juvenile hall jail, property worth $200 million. Give me that. Give me $50 million in just in case money. Give me $30 million for parking, and I'll give you $150 million and build you the new jail. See how that works? Well, the new jail's not ready. It's over budget, and somebody's going to pay for it, and I bet you it ain't going to be Dan. What am I doing in this dumpster? I'm having a look around Brush Park, described as Detroit's hottest new neighborhood. But it's not really hot, it's cold, and there's muddy vacant fields and dumpsters and $1-million condos with no drywall. This gorgeous little pearl, brought to you by Dan Gilbert. Yep, we gave him the land. He promised $70 million in development, and then we gave him $23 million more. That's how it works in Detroit. They promised me rooftop terraces and greenways, and I'm just standing in a dumpster. The Little Caesars Arena. The taxpayer went for that one too. We kicked in $350 million. We borrowed it, so there's the interest. That's $700 million. You always got to count the interest. Oh, here comes the queue line. That cost us $250 million. Thanks, Dan. Nobody was in it. Now, for that $700 million in taxpayer money, Chrissy promised to make all of this vacant lot a city within a city. And then he didn't. And that was 7 years ago. So now he's back, and he wants $900 million more to build some offices and other stuff to make that city in a city. And we're going to give it to him. But you should know that at the hockey arena, he doesn't share the hot dogs with the city, or the parking, or the jerseys. In fact, I'm told, when you tip the pizza server in the arena, Chris keeps the money. And let's not forget about chemical bank Jerry Torgau. Jerry used to own a firm called the Sterling Group. His kids run it now because Jerry bought Chemical Bank. Irene first met Jerry when he sold the Guardian building to Bob Ficano in Wayne County for 3 times the appraised value. 3 times the appraised value. You know what Jerry's doing now? I'll tell you what Jerry's doing now. He's shitting himself because he took Chemical Bank and merged it with another bank, and now everybody's worried that their bank is going to go under. But don't worry about it. Jerry's got an ace in the hole. He built himself a new skyscraper for $100 million. His kids built it, and we got to pay $30 million of it. And guess where Jerry's new bank is headquartered? Just down the road from Chrissy Illich's new publicly financed hockey arena.
It's Gary.
What do you mean it's Gary?
Gary Turgow.
Gary Turgow?
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Jerry.
Jerry, whatever. Motherfucker's making money. And finally, the last stop on our walk of shame is the old state fairgrounds. They used to have rodeos here and baby cows to pet. And you can still see some of the old architecture behind me. And that's supposed to be a bus terminal. The city of Detroit bought it from the state of Michigan for $7 million in the middle of bankruptcy. And then Mike Duggan turned around and sold it to Chemical Jerry.
Gary.
Gary, sold it to Chemical Jerry for $9 million. The appraised property value, about $59 million. But that's okay, because Jerry needs to make money. So he cut a $400 million deal with Amazon to build that, the fulfillment center. And you got that, a bus stop that doesn't exist. So they put everybody out there in the vacant lot with some porta potties in the cold. In fact, amongst the people, I think I see red.
I want to just ask everybody, they supposed to gave us a $20 million new bus terminal, heat, air. This is supposed to have been done about 2-3 years ago. Now they talking about another year for the building. What you think?
Shitty as hell. They ain't did nothing. Nothing at all. What they say is supposed to be something over there, but they ain't did nothing.
You've been sitting out here in the cold for a year while we supposed to have been and got $20 million bus station.
Yep.
As working people, our tax dollars, we should at least have our bus terminal. They got one downtown. They moved it from over there to here. So when we gonna get our bus terminal, we gotta continue to stand out here and freeze. There's people that come out here every day that I see on a daily basis going to work. Buses late, we out here freezing in the blizzards, the rain. It don't make no sense that our tax dollars is going to waste.
What I'm looking at, ain't no action being taken. They basically done moved the old bus sheds about 1,000 feet from where the old bus terminal is. Ain't a bit of goddamn construction going on. After 2 city council votes, $400 million deal later, this is all we get. I guess this is supposed to be the new enhanced bus terminal. As you can see, they gave some bathrooms like they said, and I guess that's the new structure to protect you from the heat and cold. And, oh yeah, by the way, it's wasted money on security. Did you go to the State Fair when it was here?
Yeah,
Which would you rather have, the Amazon building?
State Fair.
Say no question. And with it,
Because there's too many kids out here that don't even know, this generation of kids don't even know about the State Fair.
so not only did they not give us what they were supposed to give us in the deal, which means nothing for the people, they also took something from us culturally, you feel?
Yeah. When State Fair was up, this was a beautiful area. Now it's like dead.
And now you see how the modern Detroit works. The rich get richer, the politicians get fatter, and the poor get babies. In Detroit, Charlie LeDuff, No Bullshit News Hour.